I'm your morning witch, and today is Wednesday, March 5th. Happy Witchy Wordy Wednesday, fam. So yesterday I talked about being inspired in a lot of different places. Thanks again, Maddie. I appreciate you so much. I decided I was going to start making poppets. Here's my little prototype. It's mine because I messed up. So it's for me. I was thinking about gifting it to a friend, but I made some mistakes. I will learn from those mistakes, and now she's mine, and she smells like amber and vanilla, so she's mine. But because I decided that I was going to get into making poppets, someone asked me, well, I didn't know you practiced hoodoo. I don't practice hoodoo, and I don't practice voodoo. My husband made the joke because, you know, if you're married to a witch and you're not a witch yourself, you've got to make jokes about it, right? Anyway, he made the joke that I'm over here making voodoo dolls to our kids every time they asked what mom was doing. My kids are all adults, so it's fine. He wasn't trolling anybody too much. Anywho, I decided Witchy Wordy Wednesday was going to be all about the dolls of magic. A Minkisi, which is from the Congo with a K, which I meant to look up and see if there's a difference or if we just spell it wrong here in America. So I'm not sure if there's a difference between the two different Congo words, you know, C versus K, but I did want to specify that Minkisi comes from the Congo. Now, the word Minkisi means a thing that does things. And what a Minkisi is, from what I read, is a wooden figure that is carved to generally look like a human figure, sometimes having other things with that image in the wooden carved figure. And what this Minkisi is supposed to do in their magic, in these people's practice, is that it takes the soul of a deceased individual or the spirit of a deceased individual, and it is kept in that figurine for the living individual to use. I don't know more about it. I didn't read more about it. If you would like to learn more, that's what these are all about. You can now go look up Minkisi, which is spelled, hold up, Minkisi on the site that I found it out, which was Brown University's website. A voodoo doll is a doll that is used as a gris-gris in the voodoo practice. Now, a gris-gris is, and that's G-R-I-S, space in between. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Anyway, a gris-gris is a charm, amulet, or spell of an African origin. So a voodoo doll is a gris-gris because it is an amulet. Like, it is just a doll until it becomes a voodoo doll by becoming a gris-gris for the use in voodoo. Does that make sense? So from my understanding of what I read, I don't practice it, so anybody who does practice, please feel free to educate me, or let us know in the comments so that everybody can know if I have misspoken on the fact that, like, a voodoo doll could be any kind of doll that is then used in voodoo. Like the puppet, I've seen voodoo dolls that look like this, soft body fabric dolls, but also what I saw when I was reading up on it, so I could learn more, so that I could put this in my morning witch video for those who also don't know a whole lot more other than like what pop culture tells us. But like, it seems like you could make a doll out of lots of different things. It doesn't have to be like the soft body doll like this. Now, a poppet is also called a poppet, P-O-P-P-E-T. It's also P-O-P-P-I-T. It's also called a mommet, M-O-M-M-E-T. Okay, I was thinking that I made it up in my head, but it's also called a moppet, M-O-P-P-E-T. It's also called a pippy, P-I-P-P-Y. Depending on the region, they're basically, they originate in European cultures. European cultures use the poppet dolls a lot, and a poppet doesn't have to be a fabric stuffed doll. It could also be made of different things, like a string. You could make a doll out of string, which I will be doing, and use it as a poppet. But the poppet is, from what I can find, and from what I have known in my own practice, of European origin, and it's associated with the usage of magic in the same way that a voodoo doll is, which is that it is used to either charm a person, hex a person, or bring aid to a person. That's why it's person shaped. It's usually for yourself or another person. It's either to help or hurt. I'm not making any judgment on how anybody would use any of these kinds of dolls. No judgment, just giving information today. If you know of other magical dolls, please tell me in the comments, because I was expecting to find more than poppets and voodoo dolls, and I did. I also found the Minkisi, which I was not aware of, but it reminded me of other magical objects. Anyway, yeah, that's our Witchy Wordy Wednesday. We covered dolls because, again, people hear poppet, they think of voodoo doll. It's kind of the same thing, it's kind of not the same thing. And intention is 7/10 of the law, so depending on how you're using that doll depends on whether or not that would be considered light or dark, and that's up to the user. And I, again, not making any judgments. You do as ye will. No, I'm not Wiccan. I realized that was part of the Wiccan read, which is why I stopped speaking when I did. So, anyway, before I continue to put my foot in my mouth on this Witchy Wordy Wednesday, bye-bye.